I don't know about you, but when I travel, I don't tend to eat out every single meal, especially when traveling with kids. We often will stock our fridge or our room with some snacks or in-between meals. So in this video, I'm going to take you into Prisma, which is one of the hypermarkets here in Finland. I'll show you what you can grab for breakfast as well as a in-between meal snack. So we have not featured Prisma on this channel yet, but Prisma is the mothership of the S-Group stores. The other one being City Market, which we've been to before, and I'll link the video here for you to check out if you want to. This store here is open for 24 hours, and then they also have smaller versions of the supermarkets. They're called S-markets, and they have even smaller markets called Alepa or Sale, depending on which region of Finland you're visiting. If you're wondering why you should take advice from an English-speaking Asian person here on YouTube, I live here with my family, and my husband is born and raised in Turku, Finland. Okay, so let's go ahead and head on inside. Some stores will require you to have a coin to operate the shopping carts. This one here says it takes 50 cents, €1 or €2 coins, but if you don't have one, you can just go to the customer service desk and they'll give you a plastic one to use. If you're coming with small kids, don't worry. They have little tiny shopping carts for small kids. If you have limited mobility, they have shopping carts for seniors. They have shopping carts for toddlers that are shaped like a car. They have shopping carts for newborns with a little car seat. They also have shopping carts for newborns that are twins. They really think of anyone and everyone. And this shopping cart here is for a car seat, and you can strap in the car seat with a seatbelt here. Very thoughtful. Now, what's a hyper store or a hypermarket, you might ask? Think of it kind of like a Walmart. They sell a little bit of everything. Let's start off with Finnish rye bread. You will not be able to find something like this in the States. This rye bread tastes completely different than the rye bread that you might know from the US. So it's shaped like kind of like an old-time coin with a hole in the middle. After they bake it, they hang it on a rod. So that's why there's a hole. But this is the brand that we like, Oltermanni. And then we also like this brand by Salonen. So these breads are pre-cut. Even though they're really thin, you'll see that it is cut in the middle there so that you can break it up into pieces and toast them in a toaster if you want. If you want to try red bread, look for the word ruis here. Oh, we also like this one too. This one, they've left the circle in the middle intact. I say look for the word ruis because they also have the same shape bread, but made of other things. So this is an oat bread that's shaped like a traditional rye bread. And then they have this here, which I also recommend. I also like this one. This is a carrot bread. So there's just a little bit of carrot inside. This one is a little bit chunkier than the rye bread, but it's still shaped like a circle. You can also find rye bread like this. They're round but smaller, and they're pre-cut down the middle as well. You can make sandwiches out of these, and they also have these rectangular shaped ones as well. But these coin-shaped ones are more fresh, so we prefer to get these. Another bread that I like is this potato bread. So they're just round discs. This one is not pre-sliced down the middle, so I just usually would just put the whole thing in a toaster. And then they also have these potato wraps. They're kind of like pita breads, but they're very soft, and you can put whatever toppings you want on them as well. This one is an oat-based one. Here is a selection of spreadable butters. To top off the bread, you want to find a spreadable butter, and the brand that is very popular here is Oivariini. This is a combination of oil and butter, so that's what makes it really soft and spreadable. If you are worried about eating seed oils, they also have an olive oil version, which looks like this. And they also have plant-based versions. I've never seen this before. They also have an avocado oil version too. If you want to save some money and you're visiting a Prisma, this brand Coop is their store brand, so they often run a little bit cheaper than the big brand. So this is €105. This one is lactose-free. The word laktoositon means lactose-free. If you're lactose intolerant, Finland is the place for you to be because they have a lot of things that are dairy-based or that are lactose-free dairy items. Okay, so after the butter, you want to top it out with a slice of cheese. And we like this brand, Oltermanni. It's a huge block of cheese. If you're familiar with how Baby Bells taste, this has a similar taste. They also come in smaller versions like this. To eat these, you will need a cheese slicer. These blocks of cheese are so popular that they also sell these cheese keepers. So after you open up the plastic wrap, you can keep it in one of these plastic containers to keep it fresh. I think the green tops is like lower fat. And then here is the Coop store brand. And this is the sliced cheese area. If you don't have a cheese slicer at home or at the Airbnbs you're staying at or at the hotel, they'll probably not have one at the hotel, you can pick one up and take it home with you. Make sure you get the Fiskars brand because Fiskars is a Finnish brand. Now let's check out the cold cuts. There's a large selection of cold cuts. We have Salami here. This is the brand that I personally like. You just want to pay attention to the percentage here. So this 9% is low fat. I usually just get the basic salami and put it on top of my bread. You can, of course, also find ham. Kinku is ham. So I like this one. And my husband also sometimes gets this one, Sinapi Kinku. This one is mustard ham. If you want to go for something a little more exotic, my husband likes this. So this is made of tongue, I believe. Let me just check that real quick. I use my Google Translate. Garlic cut sausage. This one is mushroom sauce sausage. Ah, there it is, you see? Cut sausage with boiled tongue. This one. And if you want to find something that's extra exotic, you can get some reindeer meat. So this one here is reindeer meat. Poron kumasau paisti. Wait, I think I see something else here that I've never tried before. If I'm right, this means horse meat? Hevonen is horse. Hevosen, horse meat? Cold smoked horse meat. I have never tried that before. Wow. Okay, so you can also go for that. All right, if you want to do a little mustard, ham, and cheese situation on your sandwich, you can try out this brand, Turun Sinapia. And then there's also this brand called Auran. They're competitors, and there's a story behind it. I'm not entirely sure of the history. So this green color is mild, and then they also have this red version, which is stark. And of course, they come in a smaller size tube as well. If you can't finish this large tube, you can get the small one. One other thing you can try here are rye crackers, and they come in different sizes. This is a small box, this is a medium box, and then they also have extra large box as well. I actually recommend you taking one of these back home with you because they're quite good and you can't really find them anywhere else. So if you want things that are made in Finland, always look for the Finnish flag on the packaging. You can just treat these like rye bread. You can put butter on it, you can put cheese on it, cold cuts, vegetables like cucumber or bell peppers or tomato slices. If you're visiting a supermarket, you'll also find freshly baked goods. This one here is a meat pie. It's fried and it's got minced meat inside. This one is a feta cheese triangle. This is a croissant. This is a feta cheese stick. This looks like something that's sweet, but this is actually savory. So this has ground beef inside as well. On the left is a mini calzone, mozzarella tomato, and then on the right is a salami pizza snack. And this is a ham and cheese croissant. So what you should try while you're here are these Karelian pies, or also known as rice pies. There's a very thin layer of rye flour dough on the outside, and on the inside is rice porridge. When you're visiting a cafe, you'll likely see those topped with something called egg butter, and that's really easy to make. All you have to do is mix boiled eggs with butter and also add some salt. But what I want to show you about this store here is that you actually have to weigh these yourself. Some stores you don't have to weigh, they'll do it at the counter, but this one, if you see a large number next to the price tag, that's the number you have to push when you put it on the scale. So if you want to try different things, you have to bag them separately because each of them have a different price tag for the weight. So this one is 25, this one is 44, so just something to keep in mind. Each store is different. I think usually S stores have this weigh yourself station. Oh, there's also another side too. Ooh, this is the sweets. Okay, so this is an apple donut. Lots of them. This is a cinnamon roll, large blueberry tart. This one has like a buttery custard in the middle. Another croissant. I actually don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up when I get home. And then I also don't know what that is. Oh, that looks like maybe almond croissant. These are sold around Christmas, so it's already November, so these are called Christmas tarts, and they're made into windmills with, I think, plum jam. And then this is a Finnish cinnamon bun. It's a cinnamon roll that rolls in a slightly different direction than US ones, and they use a lot of cardamom here in their baked goods, so you will definitely taste the cardamom if you get one of these cinnamon rolls. And when you see bread laid out like this, these are freshly baked bread, so if you grab one of these are going to be extremely fresh and delicious. If you want some eggs are not refrigerated here in Finland or in Europe because they're not washed after the eggs are laid, so they're good on the shelf. There's a date on here you want to follow, so the month and the days are flipped here, so this is November 18th. You want to eat this by November 18th or put it in the fridge. So eggs here are pretty affordable. This organic eggs carton of 6 is for $1.95. Oh wow, and you can get this huge tray of 30 eggs for only $5.95. And I think it's good to mention that the prices you see here on the shelves include the sales tax as well. So the price you see is what you pay for. There's no additional tax. They'll be added at checkout. This is bread cheese, or what we call squeaky cheese. It's a slab of cheese that you will need to heat up in the oven, or maybe also the microwave as well. Those also come in smaller packages, like this. And you will need to add some jam on top. The jam that you want to get is something called a cloudberry jam. Cloudberries are these little orange raspberry looking like fruits that are found in swamps here in Finland. And usually when you get the jam or the yogurt, there will be some seeds in it because, well, it's like eating a raspberry and not eating the seeds. So you will want to spread this over that squeaky cheese after you warm it up. Now let's have a look at the yogurt section. Right, these are little price tags on the shelves here. Okay, so the yogurt that we like to get is this brand called Porridge. And this one is cloudberries once again. So you will definitely find some seeds in here. People in Europe and Finland separate their garbage. So if you happen to buy one of these, the lid is considered foil, so you put that in metal packaging. There is a little strip that you tear down here, and then the paper will come off, so the paper will go into paper recycling. There is the plastic cup that you will put in plastic recycling. So this is a good brand. They also have Lingonberry, I see here. I actually never tried this one before. That looks maybe new. And then they also have a Hawthorne version too, like this. If you're a fan of Greek yogurts, we like this brand, Valio. And this is a rhubarb flavor. They have a lot of different flavors. So these yogurts I showed you are a little bit on the more expensive side. So this is 109 euros for one packet. I also like this version. This is a smaller version. This is for 249 for a pack of 4. And look, this is also lactose-free. We also have Activia here if you need a little extra fiber. And then what's interesting about yogurts in Finland is that you can also find carton version of yogurts. So this is what that looks like. They look like milk cartons, but they're actually yogurts. So this one says yogurty. That's a yogurt. This is a coffee flavored yogurt. If you want something organic, look for the word lomo. In terms of juice, we like this brand. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Swedish, but it's not God Morgan. We like their orange red grapefruit juice, as well as their apple juice, which is here. So the apple juice here is like a cloudy apple juice. It's not clear, so this is good. Usually they come in these 1 liter packages, but you'll also find larger versions, like this is 1.75 liters here. And this brand Valio is also good, and my personal favorite here is the strawberry rhubarb. There aren't too many cereal options here in Finland, and some of these you'll definitely recognize because they're American brands: Kellogg's, Rice Krispies, Nesquik Duo. This is, I think, something new that's recently been introduced to Finland. I was looking for Cheerios a few months ago and I wasn't able to find it, but Cheerios here are marketed under Nestle. I think in the US it's under General Mills. They're all the same company, but anyway, so this one has high fiber and it's a multi-grain version, and there's like 2 or 3 different colors, and they're slightly coated with, I think, honey. So you're not really able to find plain Cheerios that's not sweetened here. We like this one. Actually, I think I might take one for the kids. And then you'll see Kellogg's cornflakes, Kit Kat cereal, Cocoa Pillows, Oreos, and then Dumle, which is like a Finnish chocolate. They also have cereals now. Ooh, souffle is also a chocolate that's now a cereal. And then of course you have the healthier versions, Alku, this is oat, and this is strawberry flavored, and Special K. The Special Ks here are not as sweet as the ones in the US, which I like, so we might take a box of that too. All right, let's have a look at the milk section. So the milks here are color-coded. Light blue milk or non-fat is 0 or 1%. If you find dark blue milk, like this one, this is 1.5%. And then if you want full fat, that will be the red. So this is whole milk, or other known as 3.5%. And you will also find this green colored carton. And this green one is known as sour milk, piima. What does that taste like? I don't know, I've never tasted it. So here's a larger selection of non-dairy, quote-unquote, milk. They're not refrigerated because they don't need to be refrigerated, of course. We have Oatly here. Here's the drinkable version. The other one here is for coffee. And we also have soy milk up here, and rice milk, and also almond milk. If you like to eat granola in the morning, there's a large section of granolas here, and you'll always find the word granola on the packaging. And something else you should try if you're not familiar with is muesli. I think this is a Swedish invention. It's basically just granola, but it's not clustered together into clumps. So it's just like loose granola. This is called muesli, and you can eat it with milk. You can also add some fresh fruit on top. You can also eat this with yogurt as well. So if you get one of those yogurt cartons, I like to put some of the muesli into my yogurt. I think we have this brand in the US, Alpen, but there are a lot more options here in Finland. Muesli in Finnish is muesli, which is spelled a little bit different. I like this here, so this is unsweetened, because sometimes I think these like fruit ones with dried fruit is a little bit too sweet, so I like to mix a little bit of the dried fruit ones with the no sugar added version. And of course they have a ton of things here for you to make porridge in the morning if that's what you prefer. And you can see that there are 1-minute versions here that you can just add hot water. They also have instant oatmeal that they have in English. So if you want to pick up some fresh produce, just know that most stores here, you have to weigh your own produce. Anything that's pre-packaged like this, that already has a bag, this one you don't have to weigh. So just scan the barcode. And it's really interesting that they also sell lettuce here that still has its roots in place, so they stay fresh longer. If you want to get some produce, loose produce like this, you can grab a bag. So they have plastic bags, biodegradable bags, as well as paper bags to choose from. And let's take some clementines or mandarins. Oh, they're Coop branded, store branded. So $2.49 per kilogram, and you push the number 10. So you would just bring it over to the scale here. Very straightforward. You just put it on the scale and look for the number that you need. So ours was 10. And then the sticker will come out. And you can just stick it on bag. So this was 93 cents before. If you don't already know this about Finland, Finland is a very English-friendly country. The store itself is called Prisma. The other larger store, as I mentioned earlier, is called City Market. So both of these stores have English names. Although you're not going to find English on all of packaging, some words will sound like English. Like this aisle here, Kahvi is coffee, and te, T-E-E, is tea. Most workers here at the stores will speak English, so if you need help, just reach out to somebody. Finnish people drink a lot of coffee. They're actually the largest consumers of coffee per capita. Not all stores will have this, but if you buy coffee from this brand, you can use their coffee grinder here. They even have scissors and tape and everything for you. Coffee that's been vacuum sealed. This one is already ground up. This is a popular brand here. And my father-in-law really likes this President brand. If you want to get yourself a drink for your sauna session, you are able to find beers at supermarkets. You have to be at least 18 years old, and they are able to sell it between the hours of 9 and 9. They'll have a huge selection of different beers, but since we don't drink, I can't really give you a recommendation. But based off of things I've seen, I think this Karhu is a popular brand. Karhu is bear. I think the Sandals is also a popular brand here. That's about all I know. Oh, they also have Chinese beers. Tsingtao beers. Okay, so my husband likes to drink non-alcoholic beers, and that is really easy to find here in Finland. When you go ask for non-alcoholic beers in the US, people kind of look at you funny, but this is their selection of non-alcoholic beers. So my husband really likes this brand here, Oltermanni. IPA, Pale Ale, Citra. Actually, the one he likes, they don't have here. I forget what it's called, but I think it's like a purple packaging. If you want to buy alcohol that has a higher alcohol content, you will have to visit an Alko store here in Finland, which is a government-run alcohol store, and they're not open on Sundays. So just keep that in mind if you want any hard liquor. There isn't a large soda selection here, which is good. And when you find a soda aisle, most often you will find zero sugar sodas. Of course, they have the Coke, the original Coke with sugar, as well as zero sugar. And then you'll see they have 7-Up, zero sugar, Sprite, zero sugar, Mountain Dew, zero sugar, Fanta, zero sugar, and different flavors. Oh, they have Dr. Pepper with full sugar. If you do buy canned soda or plastic bottles from stores here, you will have to pay a bottle deposit up front. So on the back, it will show you how much it is. So this one is 15 cents euros. A larger one, oh my, a chunky version, this one is 40 cents. But don't worry, you can get that deposit back. Most stores here in Finland will have a bottle recycling station out in the front, and you would just put the bottles in and you get the money back. You get a little printed receipt. You can either spend it at the store or you can go up to the counter and get cash back. So this is what the bottle recycling station looks like. You would just insert the bottles in one by one, and they have these available in different languages, so you can also choose English. When you put something in, the conveyor belt will just take it in and sort it, and then when you're finished, your little receipt will come out here. This place also has a hand washing station, so when you're done, you can wash your hands. What I also found interesting is that in Finland, there's not a large selection of bottled water because, well, tap water here is drinkable and everybody here just drinks from the tap. So there's no need for you to get giant tubs of water to lug back to your Airbnb or your hotel. Unless, of course, you're staying at a cottage and you're not sure where the water's coming from, you can ask the hosts, but if you need to buy water, they have it here. So this is the largest amount you can get here. This is 5.1 liters, and then they also have these 1.5 liters. So this one, I'm pretty sure there's a deposit. This one has a 40-cent deposit. This Vici water here, this looks like water, but it's actually bubbly water. All right, one thing you must try while in Finland is licorice. And there is a full wall right here for you to choose from. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, licorice. Black licorice has a very unique taste, and they make it into all these different flavors. So this one is toffee flavored, this one is chocolate flavored, this is strawberry, and just their most basic licorice. So I actually have a video where I asked ChatGPT to recommend 10 different licorice items for me to try. So I will link that in a corner for you if you want to go check that out. But there is a difference between licorice, which is Licorice, and Salmiakki, which is licorice that has been coated with a Salmi salt. So this one is Salmiakki. So these here have a chewy texture, and then they also have hard candy versions here. So this one has Salmiakki in the middle. You get a burst of flavor there. And then they also have these box versions. These are like little tablets. And this one also has xylitol in here. So you can like just pop these on the go in your mouth. If eating licorice is too much for you, you can also come over to the ice cream aisle and get Salmiakki or licorice flavored ice cream. If you're not already on the xylitol train, you should jump on it. Xylitol has been proven to be extremely good for your teeth. After a meal, you want to either chew some xylitol gum or pop a xylitol tablet, mint, in your mouth. So they have all these different mints, and then they also have lots of ones for kids as well. So these are just tablets that you can eat. Actually, in daycares and schools, they will give kids these tablets to eat after every meal. Next to the xylitol aisle, it's funny because this is where they have their sold by weight candy selection. I don't know why that is, but Finns really, really, really love their sold by weight candies. And there is a huge selection at this store. We have everything from sour chews to chocolate to mint to Coke. And of course you have your licorice. You just take a bag here, find a scoop, and just fill up your bag to your heart's desire. So this is $9.49 per kilogram, and you push the number 1 at the scale here. When visiting a grocery store or just stores in general, if you have a reusable bag, make sure to bring it with you, or you will have to buy a bag. They have plastic bags, paper bags, and also these reusable bags here for you to get if you don't have your own bag. Oh, they also have canvas bags here. There are also self-checkout areas here if you don't feel like talking to anybody. These self-checkouts will have English options, so you can go ahead and change your language. Just make sure you save your receipt because you can't open the gate to get out here unless you scan your receipt. If you buy something fragile, most stores will have a station like this, and you can wrap up your fragile goods. All right, so that's all I have for you in this video. I hope you enjoyed it or found it helpful. I hope you will subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Moi moi.